What is up, everybody? Ethan back tonight with another beer review, and what I've got today is from Good People Brewing Company. This is just their IPA. That's all it says for the title. This is out of Birmingham, Alabama. I picked this up when we were on the way back from Gulf Shores, Alabama, the beach down there. We drove through Birmingham, and I picked up a six-pack of this beer. It was a really good price, too, at a Whole Foods supermarket. This is a 12-ounce can. And what is the ABV on this one? Good People Brewing Company, 14th Street South, Birmingham, Alabama. Legally brewed since 2008. They got the little truck there for their label. I'm trying to find the ABV on this, so bear with me. Sorry about that. Be good people, drink great beer. I'm not sure about the ABV. I'll have to look into that. I will put it in the description below. Packaged on August 13th, 2025. So it's pretty fresh. That's just about, 2 months old. Here we are in the middle to end of October. So it was packaged in August. So that's still pretty fresh, I would say. And this is a West Coast IPA. I do know that much because I've had the others in the six-pack, but I'm just now reviewing it and getting a opinion of it on camera. So dark golden color, foamy three-finger head, aroma, rich piney hop. While I'm waiting for that head to die down, let's just go ahead and look it up real quick. Good People Brewing IPA. .1% ABV. It is a dry hopped, unfiltered West Coast IPA. 75 IBUs, 7.1% ABV. So it's pretty high. Hops are Columbus, Willamette, Cascade, Simcoe, and Citra. The malts are 2 row and 5 specialty malts. Our flagship brew, the unfiltered dry hopped IPA with a copper colored aromatic punch. Herbal and earthy hops are balanced with a light caramel finish, crisp and refreshing. It's a hop lover's dream. So 75 IPUs, that's pretty serious. And 7.1% ABV, that's, getting up there. I definitely get that piney hop resin on the nose. Let's go ahead and try it. I'm excited for this one. So yeah, you get a nice malty bitterness. And this is apparently their flagship at Good People Brewing. And it gets a 86, very good on Beer Advocate. And again, 7.1% ABV confirmed because I wasn't sure if that was correct or not. And on Untapped, it gets a 3.7 out of 5 with 71,380 check-ins. So yeah, this one has a good hoppiness, but I will say it's not really that bitter. 75 IBUs are masked pretty well. Maybe it's because the ABV is a little higher. Well, on Untapped, they say 76. What is it? The other website said 75.5. Well, I guess they just rounded up. This one's good. It's definitely in the West Coast kind of style. More hoppy than juicy and hazy. I like West Coast IPAs. Not something I would drink every day, but this is a good representative of the style, I guess you could say. And I really like it. If I recall correctly, I believe the six-pack was like $8 or something, which is a great price for craft beer these days, especially a six-pack. A lot of times you get a 4-pack. This is a full six-pack. Yeah, not a lot of beers that I've had from Alabama. I don't think they're kind of the forefront of the craft beer industry in that state. Georgia of the southern states, Georgia and Florida are probably the two big boys of craft beer in the southeast, maybe along with Virginia. But a lot of states like South Carolina, Tennessee, Alabama, Mississippi, not a lot of craft breweries. They're not known for their craft beer, I would say. That might be a controversial statement, but it seems like the states more known for their craft beer are the Northeast, the Midwest, Michigan, Wisconsin, California, Oregon, Colorado, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, Vermont, Maine, New York State, Florida. The states kind of where there's more, kind of a greater concentration of people, more greater population, seem to have the more famous breweries. It seems like you don't hear a lot of about Alabama as far as great breweries, but this is a pretty good one. Good People Brewing. I never heard of them before, but was passing through Birmingham. Had to pick up a 6-pack. I like to do that when you're traveling. You got to pick up a beer of to represent the place you're traveling to. Got to try it out. Got to try out local beer in your travels. So I'm a big fan of that. And this was one I had to pick up. Cool can art, pretty simple, pretty generic, but a good West Coast IPA. I would say this is a solid 90 out of 100, A minus. I've had worse. This is a great, like I said, representation of the West Coast IPA style. Let's get another sip. Yeah, absolutely. And the more you drink it, the less bitter it gets. I don't drink a lot of West Coast IPAs, but this one's not that bitter at all. I could drink 2 or 3 of these and be fine. It's not overwhelming to me. You give this to somebody who's not a beer drinker, and they'd probably go, "Ugh, oh, oof. It's so bitter. It's so, ooh." I've given people beer, that aren't beer drinkers that I think is great, and they try it and they just, ooh, they make that face. And people like me and us who review beer, we love this kind of stuff. So I really like it. 90 out of 100. Not something I drink every day, like I said, but a great treat, a great West Coast IPA. Cheers, and thank you for watching.